Struggling to lose excess body fat, this video is for you. 3 macronutrients are proteins, carbs and fat. Carbs and fat are the primary energy sources for our bodies, whereas protein is the primary building block. Protein gives us structure and protein is critically important, but in this video we're going to focus on the energy sources of the carbs and the fat. The hormone that determines whether we are using carbs or fat for fuel is insulin. When we eat carbohydrates, there is a large insulin increase, and the insulin spike is greatest when we eat a pure carbohydrate, something like bread or rice or cereal. When we have pure carbohydrate, insulin can increase up to 10 times the normal amount and it can stay elevated for up to 4 hours. In contrast, when somebody eats fat in their diet, fat alone has a negligible effect on the insulin. We've got 2 fuel sources, the fat and the carbohydrates. When insulin is high, the body goes into sugar burning mode and starts to burn sugar or blood sugar. In contrast, when insulin levels are low, the body is able to burn fat as the primary fuel source. Most people have a diet primarily of carbohydrates. This means that they have elevated insulin levels, and when they're burning primarily sugar, their body is necessarily burning less fat, and so their fat storage goes up. And so it's pretty simple. If we have more fat than we'd like to have on our body and we want to lose that fat, we need to get insulin levels low so that we can burn body fat for fuel. The question should be, how do we keep insulin levels low? The modern diet is so full of carbohydrates, especially refined carbohydrates, and when we eat food that are refined carbohydrates, we typically have a high insulin. An increased insulin over a long period of time leads to a condition known as insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is the underlying root cause for a lot of other health problems. Hormonal health problems, skin health problems, cardiovascular problems, even things like migraine headaches. Insulin resistance is one of the root causes for all those things. But by reversing insulin resistance, a lot of those symptoms can disappear. By intentionally lowering insulin levels, you can boost your insulin sensitivity. Metabolic flexibility is when we are easily able to switch fuel sources. Whether we're burning carbs or fat, our body is able to adapt. Metabolic inflexibility happens when we have too much carbohydrates for too long and our cells become insulin resistant and insulin becomes stuck in an elevated mode. When our body is burning fat for fuel, our liver turns some of our burned fat into ketones. And having lots of ketones in our blood is fantastic for other parts of our body. So if we're struggling with these problems, how can we get back to a state of metabolic flexibility? Start by intentionally reducing insulin levels. You can do this by focusing on a diet full of protein, healthy fat and fibre. As your body burns more fat for fuel, you'll be in a state where exercise and building lean muscle mass are easier to do. When we're metabolically flexible, we can have some of both sources and be just fine.